What is the worst thing from each season of The Walking Dead? And in today's video, I will be exploring what I think are the worst things in each season. So let's jump right into this with Season 1, and that is that it is too short. Season 1 is phenomenal, but the one issue I would say that this season has is that it is only 6 episodes, and it leaves you just wanting more. Season 2's issue is at the farm. You spend way too long on the farm, and it's mad that they stretched out an entire season to cover only 2 issues of the comics. They should have only been at the farm for maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 episodes at most, but no, they were there for 13 episodes. Season 3's issue is Andrea and everything to do with Andrea in Season 3. In Season 3, she's trying to play both sides, and then they just unceremoniously kill her off at the end of the season because they ran out of budget for what they originally planned for the final episode of the season. And moving on to Season 4, and its biggest issue is 2 episodes for the governor. It really ruins the pacing of the first half of Season 4, and you could have done 1 episode for the backstory of the governor and explain how he went from losing everything to now he's back to about to fight the prison. You could have done something, but no, we get 2 whole episodes of just the governor, just so they can kill him off in the following episode. It is really poorly done, and I understand why they try to do it, but it ruins momentum, and it just is unneeded. It really is just too much filler. They didn't have enough episodes for Season 4, so they stretched out 1 episode to cover 2 instead. Now, Season 5's is killing off Beth. It absolutely makes no sense. It was poorly written, and it's just there for shock value and to make you miserable. And what makes it sting so much, the whole middle part of the first half of Season 5 is building up to we need to save Beth. There are entire episodes dedicated to just Beth, just for her to get herself killed. It is really annoying, and it is really disrespectful for fans. And now Season 6 is the cliffhanger ending. This season is great otherwise, but this one cliffhanger ending is one of the lowest points of the Walking Dead universe. It is so artificial and so poorly done. It is just come back in the autumn to see who died. You have this entire episode building up to the lineup, building up to the big reveal of Negan, all amazing, and then it becomes POV, and then someone dies. It is just really annoying and really disrespectful to the fans yet again, with another finale just being like, bam, here you go, come back later. And for Season 7 it is the bottle episodes, and this season is very egregious. Almost every other episode is a bottle episode, and it really leaves fans getting really frustrated because we don't see our favourite characters for episodes upon end. Like, you see Rick in episode 1, you don't see him again until episode 4 because you just have random episodes here and there. It really makes watching Season 7 a bit confusing because you don't really know what's happening and everything is all over the place. Now, Season 8, they get rid of the bottle episodes, but then we get Carl's death, and this is by far the worst thing in this season. Even though this is the worst season, because you have the death of Carl, they completely ruin the ending of The Walking Dead, and Carl's a major character in the coming arcs, but he's now dead. And the whole point of killing off Carl in the season is absolute bull. Apparently, according to Scott Gimple, Carl had to die so that Rick could not kill Negan. That's not what happens in the comics, and that's never an issue. It doesn't really need to be an issue. It's an artificial issue. Carl only died for shock value, and it was so poorly done and drawn out over multiple episodes. It was painful to watch Carl die for how poorly written it was. Now, Season 9 is the time jumps. There are a lot of time jumps in Season 9, and this is a really, really good season, but the only thing I could fault with this season is the time jumps, and they're just very unnecessary. The time jump, especially after episode 5, is just there so that our characters get over Rick, and they can just ignore the fact that Rick is no longer in the show. And it forces a reboot of The Walking Dead, which wasn't really needed. All we had to do was just have it take place immediately after the death of Rick, or maybe a little shorter time jump, so that we could see the fallout, because it really seems like nothing changed sometimes, but a lot of things change. This time jump is so artificial and so kind of not fully fleshed out, and it really does grind my gear a little. Season 10's issue is the bonus episodes. This season has a lot of issues, but those bonus episodes really do ruin this season because you have the COVID restrictions and very poor writing. Some of the worst episodes of the entirety of The Walking Dead's run are in these bonus episodes, like episode 20 and episode 21. One is about Princess having a splinter in her finger, and one is about Carol making soup. These are some pretty poor episodes, and it really does ruin the entirety of season 10 and ruins the pacing completely with these random tacked on episodes. Now finally, season 11 is that there are no deaths. In the final season, you would expect some deaths and some very big moments. In the comics, we get the deaths of Rick Grimes and Dwight. They're both not on the show, but they could adapt them to other characters. No, instead in the show, no one dies, and the only characters that die, the actors had to ask for Angela Kang to kill them off. It is really annoying, really deflates the final season, and really makes every character feel like they have a lot of plot armor, and the writing can just be very convenient at times, just so the characters can survive the events, like they just go off screen and it happens off screen so they could get out of there. It is just really deflating, really poorly done for the final season, and those are my picks for the worst thing from each season of The Walking Dead. Please tell me down below, do you agree with my picks or do you have different picks? I'll let you know all your thoughts and comments down in the comments, and this is it for me today, so thank you for watching and I'll talk to you later.